What up, YouTube? Here with a post-fight video of the Shaquie Foster versus Rey Vargas fight. Now, before I give y'all the summary of what happened in the fight, I'm going to tell y'all the results first. Shaquie Foster was able to win this fight via unanimous decision. I personally had the fight score 116 to 112 in favor of Shaquie Foster. And how the fight went, this was a one-sided fight in the beginning part of the fight. Shaquie Foster was outworking and outlanding Rey Vargas, and not only that, he was accurate with his shots and he was effective with his shots, and Rey Vargas looked like he had no answers or any counters for the attack that Shaquie Foster was bringing his way. And Shaquie Foster, he displayed good boxing skills such as good speed and good movement. And Shaquie Foster, he's got a great defense with a solid guard, and Rey Vargas had a hard time throughout the whole fight getting through the defense of Shaquie Foster. And Rey Vargas, he's a counter puncher, and he had a hard time countering and timing Shaquie Foster whenever he tried to catch Shaquie Foster coming in. And he couldn't utilize that height and reach advantage versus Shaquie Foster, because Shaquie Foster, anytime he get in range to land his shots, he would land his shots and get up out the way whenever Vargas looked to counter back. And Vargas couldn't find his mark. And Vargas, he's used to having that physical advantage as far as strength goes versus his opponents, because he always has the reach and height advantage most of the time versus his opponents, as he did versus Shaquie Foster as well. However, Shaquie Foster is the physical stronger fighter, regardless of the fact that Vargas has got the reach and height advantage. But he couldn't get his way versus Shaquie Foster physically, because Shaquie Foster is more physically stronger than him, and that was a trouble for Rey Vargas because of the athletic attribute that Shaquie Foster possesses. And it wasn't until later on in the fight where Rey Vargas started to find some success, and it wasn't due to the jab, because Rey Vargas, his favorite weapon, his key weapon is the jab, and it wasn't working throughout the whole fight because the work rate of Shaquie Foster was too much, and he was all over Rey Vargas, and that's why he couldn't establish a jab throughout the whole fight, and that's why he couldn't find his rhythm, and that's why he couldn't set up his offense versus Shaquie Foster the way he wanted to. The only reason why he found some success later on in the fight is because he started to turn up the heat and got more aggressive and started to take more risks and started to throw a lot more at will later on in the fight, because he knew he was behind on the scorecards. And that's when he started flourishing and finding some success with his offense. However, the defense of Shaquie Foster will hold up, though. That's why he couldn't fight the fight that he wanted in this fight. And this was his first fight at super featherweight. And I suggest that Rey Vargas continues to fight at featherweight and defend his title there, because he recently moved up to featherweight. He fought majority of his career at super bantamweight, where he was a world champion there, and I think he needs a little more time to adjust to the new weight class that he's fighting at. And if he does decide to fight at super featherweight still, he's gonna be a top level fighter there as well. However, the competition at the top level at super featherweight is going to be tougher than at super bantamweight and at featherweight as well. I talked about the scene of the super featherweights a few videos ago for the Liam Wilson versus Emmanuel Navarrete's fight, and I talked about how the scene is healthy at super featherweight, and since Shakur Stevenson moved up to lightweight, there's a vacancy for the top spot at super featherweight, and there's no unified champion at super featherweight. There's Garcia, there's Rakhimov, there's Navarrete, and now there's Foster as the champions at super featherweight, and there's top challengers at that weight class, guys like Ogawa, Cordina, Canseco, and Valdez, and Roach, and more. And I don't know if Foster is gonna defend his newly won title versus another champion at super featherweight and look to unify a champion at super featherweight for his next fight, or if he's going to take on a top contender, or if he's going to have a tune-up fight to build his name up, because he became a recognizable name after getting a win over Vargas, who's a well-known name in the sport of boxing right now. Anyways, this was Foster's first fight at a world title fight, and he performed well, and that's a very good look, and that's major for Shaquie Foster to win in his first title fight. With that being said, shout out to him. Y'all let me know what y'all opinions are in the comments. That does it for this video. Subscribe, share, like, all that good stuff. And I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.